What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Hulu's new limited series, Little Fires Everywhere. Hey, before you watch this review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. First up, I would like to say thank you to Hulu for granting me the screener to this entire new limited series. I haven't read the book on which this show is based, but I heard that this adaptation stays pretty close and pretty faithful to the original material. So that's like very good news, right? For those of you who are familiar with it. Let me start by saying Little Fires Everywhere left me speechless, to the point where it took me a long while to formulate my thoughts, because the show is so complex and full of surprises. It has that juicy, secrets-driven plot, the likes of Big Little Lies, which, funny enough, also starred Reese Witherspoon. But in addition to that, Little Fires Everywhere dares to push buttons in terms of white guilt and racial tension in a way that doesn't hide behind the bushes. The confrontations make you feel uncomfortable because it hits you so hard you kind of wonder if you carry the same preconceived notions. At the same time, there's a degree of relief that comes from watching the characters airing it out in the open. Speaking of whom, all of them are screwed up, by the way. They all live in the gray shade areas. And I love that because it is a necessary ingredient for a highly absorbing drama, which is what this is. Based on Celeste Ng's 2017 best-selling book and created, showrun, and executive produced by Liz Tigelaar, Little Fires Everywhere follows the intertwined fates of the picture-perfect Richardson family and an enigmatic mother and daughter who upend their lives. The story explores the weight of secrets, the nature of art and identity, the ferocious pull of motherhood, and the danger in believing that following the rules can avert disaster. Starring Reese Witherspoon, Kerry Washington, Joshua Jackson, Rosemary DeWitt, Jade Pettyjohn, Jordan Elsas, Gavin Lewis, Megan Stott, Lexi Underwood, and Huang Lu. I could go on and on and on praising this show. I think the directing is terrific, especially by filmmaker Lynn Shelton, who helmed both the premiere and the finale. I believe the story is set in the 90s, because I keep hearing my favorite songs growing up, and then the teen characters gather up in front of the TV watching the same thing, which is not a normal sight these days now that you have your smartphones to distract you. But the show never really makes the 90s setting that big of a deal. It doesn't make a big deal out of it, which I truly appreciate. Some audiences probably will find it frustrating that oftentimes, whenever the tension builds up to its highest point, it quickly cuts to what I assume is a space for the commercial break. But I think that's a bonus point, because even though the next scene may not pick up where those little cliffhangers leave off, but what transpires is always addressed. It's never assumed and it's never neglected. What I'm getting at is the drama does not dwell in the overdramatic, but man, those verbal conflict remain strong and impactful. It would be totally understandable if you can draw similarities between Reese Witherspoon's Big Little Lies character Madeline and her character on this show, Elena, because at a glance, they do behave like long-lost twin sisters. They share the same worldview. Both of them would put a lot of expectations on their respective kids, and they both are disappointed and upset when those expectations are not met. Come to think of it, Reese Witherspoon may have found her typecast role, if you will, because she seems to be effortless at playing hoity-toity upper-class family woman. Equally remarkable is her co-star Kerry Washington. Kerry's performance straddles between prideful and standoffish. So much so that even though you partly like her, you also wonder if you can trust her. Both Elena and Mia can really get under your skin. The same goes for the teenagers as well. Little Fires Everywhere is a great example that if you place all your strength in your story and your characters, and you put them front and center, unapologetically, then your show will prevail. Little Fires Everywhere got layers after layers. Just when you thought that you've peeled it all, another turn of events happens that quickly shifts your perception of the situation at hand. All of its racial and class war elements and themes are not subtle, but they are designed to rattle your cages and trigger you. The revelations are earth-shattering. The thought-provoking components really cut deep. You don't quite know who to cheer for, but you can't stop following their bad judgments every step of the way because the whole damn thing is just so addictive.